Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here, and all it takes is a spoonful of sugar.
Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than one I should. Yeah, Hollywood, well kiss me good. Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than...
So I went to the movies over the weekend and saw Saving Mr. Banks. It stars Emma Thompson, Tom Hanks, Jason Schwartzman, B.J. Novak, Paul Giamatti. It's the story of the famous author P.L. Travers and her famous story, Mary Poppins, taking place in 1961. For years and years of trying, Walt Disney finally convinced her to come to Los Angeles and see if there was a possibility of turning this story of hers into, which ended up being one of the greatest Disney films ever made. It's not the best movie that I've seen this year, but it is without a doubt a true Disney film. What I loved so much about it was Tom Hanks just portraying Walt Disney. I loved how warm and friendly and how he, even though was creating a huge empire at the time when it came to his company, how making this movie was all about a promise that he gave to his two daughters, and that all he wanted to do was make their dreams come true. It's also a nice little history lesson in regards to Disney, because throughout the movie you see little bits and pieces of the whole history of the Disney Empire. I don't want to give that much away, but I think one of the coolest parts was at the very end when you actually saw a map of Florida in Walt Disney's office. I also felt a little bit sad at times because it's actually two different stories, Saving Mr. Banks. The backstory of P.L. Travers and what she witnessed as a little girl, which basically was a major influence to writing her story. One of the biggest surprises, and he was actually one of the actors that I did not mention earlier in this video, Colin Farrell plays P.L. Travers' father. It was one of the most amazing, most original performances that I have ever seen Colin Farrell do, and I have not really enjoyed most of his role. And of course the story of her and Walt Disney and trying to make this dream a reality for Walt Disney's film. It has a wonderful score from Thomas Newman. It's a very light-hearted drama with comedy thrown in. I think that Jason Schwartzman and B.J. Novak playing the Sherman brothers was great. It's also a great way to see how a movie is actually made in the studios. There was also a lot of Disney songs and elements thrown throughout the movie, which was wonderful, and it gives you a lot of hope. It gives you a good feeling when you leave the theater. Although, my girlfriend, someone who reads more books than she does see movies, even though she loves to see movies, said that even though the movie was made, you never really know what P.L. Travers really feels about this movie at the very end, and apparently she didn't like Mary Poppins, but you don't really see that, so it's not like it was a false ending, but it was a very unfinished, enigmatic ending. It would have been nice to at least have seen, like, written script on the screen, which gives you a little bit of what happened, and to me, I think one of the things that was the most incredible was how, even though this movie takes place in 1961 and 1964 respectively, throughout that time, you actually don't notice it, but the craziest part is, 3 years after Mary Poppins was released, Walt Disney died. And you unfortunately get to see that even though he is still this incredible, positive, friendly dreamer, you can sense that something is coming to an end, even though you don't actually see it. That it was put together beautifully, and like I said, it's not the best movie, although I think that Emma Thompson is very much deserving of an Oscar. I give Saving Mr. Banks 3 out of 4. So, guys, let me know your thoughts if you went to see this movie. I'm really hoping to get at least 3 more movies in before I do my year-end season finale, of course, with the best movies of the year. As of now, my 5 nominees are already set, and if I do, in fact, see all 3 of these movies, there could possibly be a change, but if not, I will definitely give honorable mention, because we've got a week left, so I'm hoping to get them in before the 30th so I can crank out the season finale before the 31st. And the question that I want to leave with you today is, one of the things that I've noticed in regards to a lot of movies lately is The portrayal of famous figures. We've seen it a lot in the last 2 years, like Daniel Day-Lewis playing Lincoln, and Meryl Streep playing Margaret Thatcher, and this year you have, of course, Tom Hanks playing Walt Disney, and Idris Elba playing Nelson Mandela. But there's still so many famous figures, politicians, pop culture icons, and non. Give me an actor that you would like to see portray a famous face in pop culture or politics. And that's it. I'll see you guys soon. I am the Lawn Gnome. Actions speak louder than words.